right now it makes a whole lot more sense to look at the calendar than it does to think about what the next swing trade is going to be. Because on Friday, we have non-farm payroll, and then next Tuesday, we have the election. So I've got a timeline that I'm dealing with, kind of crunch for time. And that means that I would like to be at least break-even stops for my swings come non-farm payroll Friday morning. That means by Thursday, the close, I really would like to be at break-even. And by Tuesday, I would like these to be really tightened or trailing stops. So this timeline is pretty short. That's likely going to leave me managing the open trades that I have. And if you've been following along for some time, you know exactly what we're looking at. This is our Tuesday trade alert recap, where we still have gold, one of the best trends out there. GDX, which is still troubled by Newmont Mining and the earnings miss, galactic miss. Bank of America, Cisco, Disney. So all but Cisco are at break-even stop loss. So I could probably push these into Friday's non-farm payroll. And it's actually right now only gold. If I were to look at, say, fast forward to Tuesday, it's actually only gold that I would be willing to hold into the election. And obviously, after the election, so we have Friday's non-farm payroll, we have the election, right? So next Tuesday. And then we have the FOMC. That's coming up November 7th. And the decision on rates and the press conference. So remember, we've got a lot of things. I mean, this is like dodgeball for the next handful of trading sessions of it the next week. So it would likely make sense to be a little bit more on the defense than on the offense. And for me, taking profit, ratcheting up stops is really very much on the defense. But we still want to focus on trends. So let's take a look at what the trends are. And this is the difference between, again, election day trends and election day trades. On election day trades, uninterested. It actually doesn't make any sense because money is going to get put to work before election day. There's going to be all sorts of discounting in terms of what the presidential and congressional elections will yield ultimately. But what we do know is that on a 5-day look back, these are the outperformers. So whatever that means to you, forget the politics, whatever that means to you, at the end of the day, what we're looking at is trends and strength in these places. So let's open up something like XLC for the purposes of looking for relative performance in that sector. This is where Meta, Google, Home Depot, Meta, Google, telecommunications hang out. What are the best looking names in this group? Google's woken up. It's on a great trend, but it's really been obviously spirited higher by the earnings. The best trends here are Netflix and TMUS. Followed by, I'll give Google a little bit of time to sort itself out, but Google would definitely be something to keep an eye on. Disney would be something to keep an eye on, and possibly EA, right? Now, TMUS is a good example. I think this came up in the Sector Secrets Mastery. Someone was asking, Rog, what do you do with something like TMUS? If we're not going to get a mean reversion, let me show you a process that's super helpful. This would be the mean reversion, and I love this, but it doesn't happen all the time, and it has to happen with a trend. All right, as long as I have a trend, I'm going to take the retracement. I'm going to cut it in half, the minor low to minor high. So I'm going to use a price pattern to consistently pull a retracement. That's the zone I'd be looking at on TMUS. Minor low to minor high, cut the range in half. Interestingly enough, you can see there's been a lot of adherence to that level. It's got earnings behind it. So the challenge is, can we get long a name like this? It'd have to trade down to about 226 and then at least see movement. And if you're wondering, what would be the target? Is it a brand new high? Is it 233.5? That would be great. But I would also consider looking at, on the way back up to maybe retest that level, I'd likely look at scaling out around 230. So these are things that I'll look at. And again, we're in crunch time, right? We're in crunch time. There's a ever shortening time frame to some major events. But these are some of the things that I would consider and why, right? Look for the trends. Don't look for election day trades. Look for the trends leading into this particular hot zone. Hey traders, Raghee from Simpler Trading. Thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to leave a like and a comment below. And remember, subscribe and click the bell icon so you'll get notified of the next update. And when you're ready to join me for live trading, be sure to head on over to simplertrading.com. I'll see you in the next update.